Hey party people, I'm Kitty. Welcome to my channel. We're in a different spot today, as you can see, because I'm doing a get ready with me, as I'm sure you saw in the title. I'm just gonna do my Halloween makeup and do my costume. I have nowhere to go, but I want to do it anyway because I like to dress up every year, but I'm still taking it. I'm doing an easy one this year, but it's also part of a joke. If you follow me on social medias, you may have seen me joke about doing this, and I am actually going to do it. So I'm going to be talking about various topics while I do my makeup and work on my costume. They are all LGBT related as always, so before we get started, don't forget to give me a like and subscribe and leave a comment down below to help boost the algorithm because YouTube hates me because of TERF, so they don't pick up my videos anymore because of Vanessa Loki, yay! So do all the things and let's get started. I just put on my sunscreen, so I'm sure my face is very shiny right now. I don't actually really know what I'm doing. I'm basically just kind of messing around because why not, I guess. It's Halloween. This looks too dark, but it oxidizes into a different color. It's very weird. And honestly, I hate this foundation. It's the Too Faced Born This Way. I heard really good things about it, and I wanted to try it, and nope, I hate it. But maybe it's just not for dry skin, because I do have very dry skin. Wow, how do people do this? How do people do a get ready with me and talk? I apparently don't know how to do both. I also just don't know what I'm saying, because I kind of have a plan, but I don't have a plan. Do you know what I mean? So first, I guess I want to talk about Dave Chappelle. I'm sure you heard about Dave Chappelle, because I mean, it's been pretty big news for what, 2 weeks now, and by the time you see this, it'll be even longer. But he had a super transphobic, just a show, is that what you call it? A show? Special. He had a super transphobic comedy special on Netflix. He's faced a lot of backlash, as he should, and so has Netflix. Unfortunately, the person who spoke up about it at Netflix, who is trans, got fired for speaking up about it, which is funny because they literally just a few months ago, Netflix is all Pride Month, we stand for you, blah blah blah, but clearly they don't give a about this community. They fired the person who spoke up about it, which is just sketchy as hell. And basically, I'm not saying they're getting fired for being trans, but oh, and the trans employee wasn't even trying to get the special removed or anything. They were really just bringing light to the situation, and that's literally it. And Netflix was like, bye! Yes, I'm gonna use my fingers, do not judge me. That is the only way to get this concealer to work on my skin, is by using my fingers. It's the Tarte Shape Tape, which I know a lot of people really love, and there's a lot of great reviews about it, but I honestly hate it so much. It's so terrible. If I were to go over this with a sponge, it would literally just come right back off my face. That's what it does every time I use it with the beauty blender, and I cannot stand this stupid thing. So Dave Chappelle. Back to Dave Chappelle. I'm probably also going to overly highlight my face or to look more dead, so don't say anything about it. But Dave Chappelle is claiming that he's not transphobic, and he is also, or not just him, all of his fans are also saying the special wasn't transphobic, blah blah blah. And let me just say, it is not a cis person's right to determine if something is transphobic. If a trans person tells you what you said is transphobic, then it's transphobic. Just because it's a joke doesn't make it less transphobic. It's still transphobia, and those kind of jokes are what gets us killed. And I don't mean that lightly, because that's just the truth. Those kind of jokes really do get us killed, because it is just saying transphobia is okay and people are laughing at it. So the people who transphobes and the people who commit hate crimes are like, oh, so I guess it's okay for me to hate them, right? Right? No. That is never a cis person's place. Okay, I did a little bit off camera because I had to collect my thoughts because I can't remember anything for more than 5 seconds. But what I wanted to add to that is that if transphobia is like the base of your comedy, then you're actually not funny and you're just tired. Because that's been going on for decades, and it's boring. It's not funny. Like, you're so untalented if you have to rely on making fun of minorities. You're actually a loser and you're not funny at all. I think that's all I have to say about the Dave Chappelle thing. Oh, also, he used like a friend of his who passed away who is trans as an excuse, or as a way to say he's not transphobic. And it's like, you know, if they were alive, I don't think they would approve of what you're doing, and I especially don't think they would approve of you speaking for them, but that's just me. No, I said I was done talking about Dave Chappelle, but I'm not. Because like I said, I can't remember anything for more than 5 minutes. He also said that he stands with J.K. Rowling and that he supports TERFs or whatever. And you can't say you're not transphobic and then say you support a transphobe. And you can't say you're not transphobic and say you support TERFs, because that's literally in the name TERF. Trans exclusionary. Like, that is not supporting trans people. That is very transphobic. I know, I'm like aggressively beating my face. Speaking of TERFs, Vanessa Vokey is evading her YouTube ban once again and made a new channel, so feel free to report it. She did re-upload all of her videos, including the one about me, so feel free to report that as well, because I'm still getting harassed by her fans 6 months later. It's just amazing because these people really have no lives. Their entire lives like just revolve around trans people and non-binary people and harassing them, and it's really embarrassing for them, honestly. But because they have no lives and all the time in the world, they really do have so much time to harass trans people and non-binary people, and they go after small creators like me because they would get absolutely obliterated if they went on a well-known person's channel, and they know it, so they focus on people like me. I'm using the Airspun Powder, which is how James Charles had his flashback Mary moment, but it really will pale my skin down so much. I usually just put a little bit on, but I'm trying to look kind of dead, so Halloween. But now I really am done talking about Dave Chappelle and TERFs, okay? Okay, I let my face bake a bit and then I wiped it all off, so here I am. I lost all my effects makeup. There was an ex I lived with where just all of my things disappeared at this point, and starting to think that she just threw them away. But FX makeup, it was all bin dye products and it was really expensive. I had very little products and it was still like over $100. Like, FX makeup is really expensive. So I'm going to be attempting to do everything with eyeshadow, so wish me luck, because this is probably gonna be a shit show. I just keep forgetting who I am, what's going on. I wanna do black eyebrows, but I'm kind of scared. But I'm gonna do it. Yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna talk and do this. I've been watching Pretty Little Liars again for the first time since high school, and I forgot how much homophobia is in it from like Emily's parents, particularly her mom. It's really awful, actually. So my brain was probably just like, gonna forget that part. Also, why did that show like romanticize relationships between grown men and minors? I find that very, very weird. Very weird. Okay, I think I'm gonna do my eyebrows off camera because I don't think I can talk and do these at the same time. Alright, they're very bold, I know, but more importantly, do I look evil? Do you guys normally go, like, what's your go-to? Do you go scary, sexy, funny, cute? For Halloween, I mean. I generally go scary, but I do love a good funny costume. Anyway, so the next thing that I want to talk about is, so there was someone who tweeted that they went to, or like they're part of the school board, and they had a field trip to Rosie's Bar and Grill, which is an LGBT place of business, right? And they took kids there. Like, I'm not sure what the point in the field trip was. I didn't see anything about that, but of course, conservatives lost their mind, because when did they not? They're always losing their mind. And they're saying, like, an LGBT place is no place for children, which is, you know, makes no sense at all, honestly. Because there really isn't a reason for that, because it's like, gay people exist. I don't know how you think you're gonna hide your children from that for forever, but gay people exist. And then there was people who were like, it doesn't matter that it's an LGBT bar, the issue is that it's a bar. And it's like, it's a bar and grill, just like Chili's. So are you saying children shouldn't go to Chili's now either? Chili's is no longer a family restaurant. It is adults only, 21 and up. I don't know. I swear, like, they just don't even think before they open their mouths. But because person from the school board chaperoned these kids at this field trip, they are now getting death threats. Death threats over children being at an LGBTQ plus bar and grill. Death threats. I wish I was joking. America, land of the free. If you're a cis-het white man. What do you think, y'all? Do I look kind of dead? I'm alive, but I'm dead. I had more like LGBT things to talk about, but I really cannot remember any of them, so that's nice. So I guess I want to talk about being disabled because it sucks. Some of you may or may not know that I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia, and I also have a lot of GI issues, which they can't really seem to figure out why, but I am on Medicaid, and they will only schedule me appointments with APRNs and never doctors, and APRNs can't order everything. They do what they can, but there's not a whole lot that they can do, so I really haven't gotten any progress with my GI diagnosis, which is really disappointing. So basically, I probably have a non-functioning gallbladder. I can't digest fats at all, so I don't really eat them anymore, which is really disappointing because I love avocados. That's one of my favorite foods. And I also love almonds and cashews so much. And with my fibromyalgia, I have very severe and chronic fatigue, and it kind of sucks that there's like fat is the longest lasting type of energy out of the 3 macros, and I can't really even eat it. But there's also a possibility that my GI issues are just because I probably also have endometriosis. My last gyno told me that I probably have it, but you can't officially diagnose it without having surgery, which is very odd, I think. Well, now she retired, so what do you do? The sun's coming out. It's about to make some really weird light. I am in a lot of pain a lot of the time. And by a lot of the time, I mean all the time. It's really hard to speak and do this at the same time. I'm in a lot of pain, and I'm very, 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 very fatigued. That is like my biggest thing, is I am just so severely fatigued and I have no control over it. Like, I will just pass out for like 14 to 19 hours. Recently, just like a few days ago, I slept 30 hours and within 48 hours, which is insane. It should have been the other way around, you know? It's making it really hard to keep up with school, like really, really, really hard. And I'm not achieving my goals, unfortunately, and it's just something that I have to learn how to accept, and I don't really know how to accept it yet. It really sucks because I've always had really good grades, always been proud of myself, like I'm usually one of the top students, and I just don't really feel like it anymore. Like, I'd say I'm above average, but I'm not like the best anymore, and I don't like that. And I know it's like dumb and that shit doesn't really even matter, but it's like that's where a lot of my confidence came from, was being better than everyone else at school. And I know that's silly. I don't know, I've built a lot of confidence from it, so it really sucks kind of losing that confidence and not achieving my goals and having like no control over it. I'm always really behind in school because of how much I sleep, and I just can't help it. And then I have people who call me lazy. I've literally been called lazy for how much I sleep, and it's like I have fibromyalgia. I literally cannot help it. And even if I didn't, why would you call someone lazy for how much they sleep? You don't know why they're sleeping that much. And calling people lazy is actually very just ableist. Maybe you're not physically ill, but maybe you're depressed and it just keeps you in bed. It is that way sometimes, and it's really unfortunate that we live in a society that is so quick to just be like, well, you're lazy when you're not. I don't know where I was going with that other than being disabled sucks. I mean, I wish wish it could be a different way. I wish I wasn't disabled, but what can I really do about it? You know, nothing. I just wish that we lived in a society that allowed us to be disabled, but I live in the US, and the US runs on capitalism, and capitalism is incredibly ableist and is like designed to keep disabled people poor. It really is. Capitalism will always keep disabled people poor. Capitalism kills, honestly, just point blank period. Capitalism kills. I mean, people die from a lack of resources because of capitalism, and it's not that we don't even have access to these resources, it's that people can't afford them, because capitalism, it's designed to make the rich richer and the poor poorer, and that's all there is to it. And I have so many issues with capitalism. I could really go on about it all day, and I highly recommend reading the book Fired Up About Capitalism, because you'll learn a lot. The political compass is very interesting, especially being that book is pre-Trump time, because now it's much worse. I really don't know where I was going with this. Just being disabled in a capitalist society really feels impossible sometimes. There was a day last week that was Invisible Illness Awareness Day. Hello, that's me. I am going to probably add some black and some blood, some lipstick. I will come back when my face is done, and then we will get the costume. Here's my makeup, but you can't really see the whole outfit, which is the most important part, so alright! They, them pronouns, since everyone is so scared of them. I'm gonna go scare some Republicans. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it all the way here, comment below. I already gave you like 1,000 things to comment, so just, if none of those worked for you, just comment blue rhinoceros. Blue rhinoceros. Then I'll know that you're a real one and you watched the whole video. Thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you guys